Hello, this is Joseph Xavier. We are one guest shy. He is on his way apparently though, so I figured it's been long enough. I'm going to go ahead and get started without him. Welcome. We are going to be building the Ultimate Collector Series A-Wing. There is links in the description for the PDF that is straight from the LEGO website, as well as a link to the product that you can buy. And I'm getting a phone call, which is going to have to wait. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get started. There are 1,673 pieces. And if we skip ahead, we'll see that there's a total of 11 different bags. And with the way that LEGO is doing things now, they package everything into separate steps, which is nice, makes things easier. But I remember being younger and everything was just all mishmashed together. So you had to go hunting for everything. And I kind of miss those days, but it is what it is. Let's see, 7. I'm just getting them in order. And the instruction booklet here. Just a couple of stickers. I've never cared for Legos with stickers, but it adds some detail that you can't normally find. And we'll see, again, the PDF is the exact same as what's in this booklet. So you can follow along if you want to without having to have a camera over my shoulder. In fact, I have a screen set up with the instructions, hence why I can share them on the screen. So I can just look at that and make things easier. Now, I'm going to switch cameras real quick to an over-the-head shot. So hopefully you can see a little bit better what's going on. I've gotten in the habit for decades now of making sure every single piece is out of all the bags. Because chances are you'll be missing one piece and not know where it is, and you go check a bag and there it is. All right. So, let's go ahead and get started. I've always been curious, especially before the internet was around, what people would call these different pieces. Because if you grow up building these things, you kind of develop your own nomenclature. What do you call everything? And then you start learning naturally that LEGO has their own. And so if you go to their website to try to find individual pieces, you might get lost because you're like, oh, I need something that's just this size, and what do I call it? Yeah, that's it.
I believe it's a puma.
A puma? A puma matata? That was Robert.
You were supposed to say, what in Sam Hale is a puma?
Ah, okay. Well, I didn't realize you were saying a puma.
Ah, well, fail.
Oh, yeah, I fail all the time. I thought we knew this. Yeah,
Then why are we letting you build this and not me?
Well, because you're in Florida.
Well, I mean, You could overnight at UPS.
I could, but then where's the fun in that of me building it?
This isn't about you, Nathan. It's about the viewers.
It's about my viewers. Yeah, all 4 of them.
So,
Uh,
as Nathan was saying, my name is Robert. We've known each other since freshman year of high school. And I'm just along for the ride.
about 10 years ago, I moved out of Florida. Could no longer afford to live in the state and other financial reasons. So my parents let me move back in with them. And even though moving out of state, we've been able to keep in touch all this time, which has been nice for the most part. Then I go and say something stupid.
Thank you, technology.
What's that?
Thank you, technology.
Right. Keep in touch with your dumb friends. Anyways, I started this channel a couple years ago with the intent of eventually broadcasting board games in kind of this format with an overhead camera shot. But that didn't really take off for the longest time. Didn't have the space, didn't have all the resources, didn't have the local interest to have people join me. And it is what it is. And then I just realized, I can just build Lego sets. Do something I enjoy and torture people at the same time. Oh, goodness. Is that right? Huh. Usually there's a... So they had me build it facing with this gray piece in the back, but then I'm supposed to rotate it to put it on, and usually there's a little arrow indicating to turn it around. So that's why I was stumped for a moment. But it's all bueno. Oh, okay. Remember when all these connectors are all basically just one color, and you have to sit there trying to measure which one was which. Oops. So I really like the fact they changed the colors of them all and color coded them for the different lengths and even sometimes the different colors or the different types of connections, whether it's just a stud or an axle. The axle being the cross-haired shape. Let's see. Is it in that hole? I know that's a terrible thing for a guy to ask, right? Yeah, the count's got to be right for that.
Okay.
Horses eat that. What's up?
I'm back.
All right.
I mean, I'm feeding a baby, but, you know, I'm here. Being a parent, man.
If James messages needing directions and you're available, would you help him out with that?
Yeah, sir.
Thank you.
Since you say that, let me pop this thing out of full screen and pull up messages. That is correct. But, his last thing was still doing the dishes. Yes, I know you're hungry. We're going to eat right now.
Let's see. I'm quite jealous of Robert. He's getting old clothes to eat, and he's not even sharing that with me.
You can have a pureed version if you'd like.
Pureed?
Yeah, for the baby.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Wait, are you calling me a baby?
I mean,
if the shoe fits.
You are wearing it.
Actually, I'm not wearing any shoes right now.
Look, semantics. It's not a literal shoe, Nathan.
God bless you. Right.
See, this is why we put in all those traps for you to leave Florida.
Oh, they were traps. Okay. And that's why I didn't have any cops follow me as I left. Let's see. I have to adjust the angle of that camera next time because my hands are just barely on the screen.
So, your build style. Do you like? Obviously, you spoke to it earlier. They make the instructions, and then the numbered bags now make it real easy to kind of keep all the pieces you need at the moment right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But are you the type that likes to? And I'm probably answering this question myself because I'm watching you do this. But you like to separate all the pieces into like groups, or do you just spill the bag and play the chips where they lay?
Definitely the latter. Like if I wasn't as pressed for time and trying to get this done, because I have cats and I don't want to leave this out for them to get to as an unfinished project. I definitely enjoy the journey with building Lego sets. So I prefer to, like you said, cast them out and then put it together where the pieces lie. Because to me, hunting for the right piece is so rewarding when you finally find it. You're like, oh, there it is. Yeah, get over here, you little devil.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'd rather just spill the bag, and I mean, I spill it and then put them in an area, but I don't, organize them into similar groups or anything because I like hunting for the piece.
Right.
I do. Well, now I do organize. I do a semi-organization when I get to that step. So, like, I don't know which one you're doing now, 16 or 17.
17.
So, like, I would find those pieces and bring them in front of me for that step, build that step, and then bring in the pieces for the next step. So I do organization at least at that level.
It's funny you say that because, when I first started building Legos, there was not that little summary window showing you what pieces you needed for that step. So I pretty much always ignore that. Like, I don't even look at that square anymore. I'm just following the picture and the differences. Okay. Let me add James.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish to tell you. Shut up, James.
Medicine keeps us safe from
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
That is James.
Testing.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
I meant to ask, can you guys see the banners that I programmed?
All I see is that it says we're live, powered by StreamYard, and the 3 different feeds. That's all I see.
Gotcha.
I see a duck.
Yes, there is a duck.
Oh, and I did see it flash up, shut up, Nathan.
Okay, cool.
Very briefly.
So now that you're both here, can I ask that? James, I have it set up right now as an overhead shot, which I prefer myself. And I know there's this layer right here, which I can't do because it's an embossed table, and I don't have anything that is matte to put there to cover it up. Or do you guys like this side shot? So that's kind of included in it, but then you don't really get a good angle.
Yeah, so suppose for now.
I kind of like this angle more.
Okay.
I mean, the other shot's great because your hands won't obscure the build as much, but I feel like I see more detail in this shot than the other one.
Yeah, this one, especially because like you got the box and everything. Hold on one moment.
Okay.
Willow.
She's just gonna brush her teeth up.
Haha, I can take care of that. Sorry, James, I muted you for a moment. Figured that'd be easier. Okay, yeah, we'll switch back and forth like every 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, can you make one of us like a producer or something, and we can do that for you?
Possibly, and that might be something we'll look into next time.
Yeah, sure.
But I think for now, we'll just do this. One of you could just yell out every now and again, hey, let's go ahead and switch the camera angle up. I'd be like, let's do it. Let's see.
Hey, cool. I can unmute myself. Good to know.
Good, yes. The more I'm using the StreamYard, the more I'm falling in love with it because it is just so convenient. And I think
apologies. Willow is having her bedtime right now.
Right.
I'm gonna be on mute for another minute.
Okay.
You're good. I mean,
because I can do it myself. Wee.
Yeah, that's the best part. But yeah, so like I don't I don't even look at that square unless like something doesn't seem to add up when I'm putting it all together. I'm like, huh, it looks like I'm missing a piece. Am I missing something? And then I can look at the square like, oh yeah, I didn't grab that one. That should be here. So I definitely do not organize at all because I'm just not used to it. After all these decades of building Legos, that's something that only came out in the past, I guess maybe 12 years now at this point.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's if you're new to Legos, it would seem like that was a very old change. But as long as we have been building them,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like it's only been a recent change.
Yeah.
Because I do remember, I don't remember the day, but I remember like discovering that, like building one set and then going on to the next, and then all of a sudden like the numbered bags and you know the easier.
Quick Willow cameo.
Hi, Willow. There's a camera.
Yes.
Say goodnight, Willow.
Good night, Willow.
Oh yes. Mwah.
So, you didn't get to do the introduction earlier like you did with me. That is James, another friend of the group. Also a parent like me with parental duties.
Duties. Why am I'm feeling so done with this. I'm going to switch screens for just a moment. Cut you two out.
I'm gone.
I'm on
But you can hear my voice. This is God. Which is convenient because you're holding a cross.
Oh, yeah, I guess I am.
So what are you looking for?
So I'm on step 21, and it looks like I need another of the pieces that has the hole in the center and the two axles off to the side.
Yes.
And I am just not seeing it. And I know it's not like you guys at home can help me find it or whatever, but I'm just like, I'm feeling really dumb because there's this one here, which is very similar.
Yeah, but is it like bent or something?
Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot because there's a piece that's wrapped around it that was.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, I'm special. Those moments that remind me I am not so smart. They happen a lot more often than I'd like to.
Right.
Okay. I'm all alone. I don't even have a little kitty next to me. Usually, Hal is all around me. We have a black cat named Hal. So this shouldn't change anything, but I just realized that I've been doing, I did 21, then 23, 25, and then I went down to 22, and it's like, wait a second, I've already done this. I love it. I know I sighed, but I love it. I remember, too, a time when these little guides weren't in that show you the size, because you can technically hold the piece right up to it, and it's a 1-to-1 scale. So many things to make the builders easier. The building easier, I should say. Oh, the good old days. Let's see. One more. There it is. And then a gear goes right there. And then, wait, this one. How does, okay, like that. Okay. And then that gear, oh, it's like a stiff gear that way. Okay. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Okay. Let's see. So James, I don't remember, but I don't think you were anywhere near as much into Legos as I or even Robert was growing up.
I mean, growing up, I remember that I had a bunch. Maybe not a bunch. Like, I don't remember any specific sets that stand out. I remember way back when I lived in Point Siena, I had a lot that I played with. And when I say that, I mean this is like 3rd grade and before, so a long time ago.
I was going to say that must have been a really long time ago because I don't remember you ever telling me that you lived in Point Siena.
I was about to say the same thing. I'm like waiting for him to finish so I could go, Poinciana?
Oh yeah, no, I moved to St. Cloud in 4th grade. So
We didn't meet
it's
till 6th
been a
grade,
while.
so yeah.
But yeah, I remember growing up that I had some Legos that I played with. And then yeah, I didn't really have that many as I got older, I guess. I mean, the last one I did was years ago, that mini Imperial Star Destroyer I have up on
Oh,
a
yeah.
shelf somewhere.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
But other than that, yeah, no. Like I think for a while I did some actual like model kits, but not even really that many either. I know for a long time I kept buying a bunch of like Gundam model kits and putting those together, and then just realizing, oh, I'm running out of room. They're just gonna sit on my shelf. Oh,
I went through the same thing. Is that
don't know if
thunder?
y'all heard that, but it's loud thunder over here. But anyway,
Okay.
also, and like I only was doing like a lot of these snap together kits because at the time I didn't really like realize a bunch of the whole like, oh, some of these are glued together and some of these are you have to prime and paint them yourself. And it's like, oh,
Okay.
that seems like a lot of work.
Right.
Yeah, I learned that. I think I picked that up from you. I think you started building the Gundam sets, and then I wanted to, and I had picked up one that was like a level 3, like right at that level where you have to start gluing and painting and all that kind of stuff. And I remember opening the box and being like severely disappointed because it was all gray. And I'm like, you tell me I have to paint and glue this? No way. So I ended up returning it and then picking up a level 2 that was still, because level 2 technically is where you start gluing them, but this one was still like, it was snap with glue suggested.
Right.
And it was colored already, or it had stickers for some pieces. So
Oh, the stickers.
yeah. So I have a few. I have 1, 2, 3 Gundam models. I think I had 4, and one of them I lost or broke or something. They are also, as I was saying earlier to Nathan, at my office at work.
I actually never really got that much into those kind of models because I really didn't like the whole gluing and painting, that kind of stuff, because it seemed like the models I kept getting required that, and then you had to like file the edges down and then make it look real nice and neat and sharp, and it's just like, I'm a little kid, like Legos are so much easier. Why am I bothering with this? I don't have a place that I can set up and work on these things. I'm 8.
Yeah.
So
what you're saying is we shouldn't be expecting a painting your RPG miniature stream?
basically yes, because I only just started painting some miniatures last year for my Zombicide games. And while for being a first-time painter, they've been really good, and I've been very impressed with what I've been able to do. I'm not that comfortable with it yet. And there are so many better people out there who can teach people how to paint than I ever could. So it's like, I just don't see the use in it.
Yeah, every once in a while, I'll keep getting it into my head of like, oh, hey, a bunch of these board games I have for miniatures, I should maybe try and like prime and paint these. Like, my friends on Sunday would play the Imperial Salt Star Wars game, and they've painted some of those, and I've looked at them, and it's like, oh, that's neat. We have a lot of these we could paint, and then I never do. It's like, oh, hey, cool, we can do this technique where like we bathe it in some sort of black inky stuff or whatever, and it makes all the lines just pop and makes it look like a dirty stormtrooper armor, like it's weathered. And it's like, that looks cool.
Right.
And then I've just never gotten around to it myself.
In our defense, James and I also have children, which makes that difficult to do.
Right.
They sleep.
Yeah, but then we also need to sleep.
Nah.
When we're dead?
I knew someone was going to make the reference.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like, again, my schedule is also the weird one where like, oh, I'm going to go to bed at like 8 or 9 in the morning after Willow gets up, because then Stephanie takes over during the day. And then I wake up whenever I do in the afternoon in time for dinner. And then, yeah, now Willow goes to bed.
Right.
I had an ex coworker, or not ex coworker, but one of my subordinates. He recently moved out of town, so he's not with us anymore at the job. He's still alive.
As far as we know,
he was into painting miniatures and all that kind of stuff for various games, but he would 3D print his own and then paint them.
Oh wow!
Like he brought some stuff in. Like he played. I want to say. Hey, hold on, children interrupted.
I cast children interruptus.
So I want to say it was Warhammer 40K, but when I asked him, I think he said it wasn't. It was some other like game that was similar to Warhammer. But anyway, it's all the stuff like you make the scenery and all that kind of stuff too. And he brought in like this like fortress wall or whatever that was 3D printed, but I swear the thing looked like it was made out of foam and hand carved and all that after he had painted it and everything. So you can do some pretty cool stuff if you have the time and dedication. All right, I'll be back.
Okay. I am really liking StreamYard. I don't have to moderate. People can moderate themselves if I trust them.
Yeah, speaking of 3D printing, Robert, I don't know if you pay attention to the Osceola Library, but apparently they offer a service where you submit them the files and they have their 3D printers. They'll print up stuff for you.
Oh, wow. I hadn't heard about libraries having 3D printers. I have not been to a library since high school, I bet. Maybe even earlier than that. I wonder if that's like it's a more.
I mean, admittedly, 3D printers are still sort of new. I mean, I know they've been around a number of years, but.
Get under you, little devil. There we go.
And then also, nothing against Tennessee, but Central Florida?
I'm sorry, nothing against Tennessee, but what?
I mean, maybe the Central Florida libraries have a little more? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not the first time that I hear you. Like when you said I was on the other side of the room when you were talking about the 3D printers at Osceola County Library, and what blows me away is like it's not the first time you tell me about something the library does that you would not expect the library to do. So I think it might be, unless you can tell me that you've seen it in other places, it might be specifically an Osceola County library system thing that they do stuff like that.
It's possible. And it's not even like I sent the link to the group text, but they have multiple 3D printers at a few different branches in Osceola. Like the main one in downtown Kissimmee, they have a few, and I think some in Poinciana maybe. But yeah, so it's like they have a couple different options for printing things out.
And I'm assuming
it's
not free. What does the average cost look like? Do you
know? They say free.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably a limit. Like they mention, you know, they go in the order that they're received. They have limits on the size, obviously, depending on the machine. But a lot of the more complicated things, if you're 3D printing, you usually do them in pieces and then connect them yourselves anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not seen anything about a price. So I think it might be included with the library stuff. Because honestly, since Stephanie uses the library to get a lot of Willow's books and stuff, because why not? We don't need to buy all of these hard books for her because she's going to read them a few times and then go to a different one. But so we've been paying more attention to what the library offers. And like, especially for my work, they offer a lot of digital things. Like I can get just about any audiobook, even if I have to wait a week or two for it to be available, and I can listen to it while I'm at work on my headphones.
So like, I mean, you say almost literally any book. Like, do you know if they have, for example, like the latest Thrawn novels?
Oh yeah, they have those. Like I'm looking at my queue of stuff I've downloaded to read or listen to / read, and I have the newest the Alphabet Squadron book. that
Yes.
came out like a
Oh
couple
wow,
weeks
the
ago.
latest one is already up.
Yeah, Shadowfall.
It's only been out like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, the library the digital app on the library gets them really quick.
Wow.
Like they, yeah. I don't know that they have a listing yet for the newest Thrawn, but
No, I mean that was just an example. I'm not necessarily
yeah,
interested in Thrawn. I am interested in Alphabet Squadron. But
Oh wow,
I couldn't think of what the latest one was. And
I think because it had been delayed, they do have a listing already for the newest Thrawn Ascendancy book. But that's not coming out, I think, until like January or something.
yeah, it's a while, so it's a ways away.
Or September. They say September here, but I don't remember. But yeah, the library will give you a lot of free stuff.
Interesting.
You hear
Like
that?
they have
Where am I going to find? Where am I going to find that?
let me see.
I'm on the website.
So do you have a library card?
I do not.
Okay, well, you will need a library card so you can get your library card number, and then there will be something about getting you a password or login for it, and then you log into these digital apps, and then you can go to town on all these audiobooks or like e-reader books, and one of their apps even has graphic novels in it, so you can get your comic fix if you need.
Interesting. Yeah, I see where you have to. I mean, this might work, yeah, because it says here that you have to go in person to get it, but it says here that you can sign up for like a limited e-card. This virtual card gives you free and convenient access to all electronic resources, including research databases and ebooks.
Yeah,
And
the one where I get most of my audiobooks from.
Go ahead.
The one where I get most of my audiobooks from is called Cloud Library. And you just sign up using your Osceola County Library account, and you can download pretty much whatever they have available. I think they have limits on like how many you can have out at a time, but considering, each novel is going to be what, like 8 to 12 hours at a minimum, probably, I usually only have a few of them on my phone at a time anyway.
Well, I'm going to try and sign up because I normally am listening to like.
Yeah, that.
I'm listening to that. I'm normally listening to YouTube, my YouTube feeds, but not all of them you can listen to. Like you want to see what's going on. Like one of the channels that I'm subscribed to that I think I should check out is really really neat is Corridor Crew. They're like a digital effects company. And they do this VFX artist react series where they go through movies with good or bad or great or the worst VFX, and they break them down and analyze and tell you how did they do it or where did they go wrong and all that kind of stuff. It's really neat, but like you have to see what they're talking about.
And when you're just trying to listen to something, that doesn't work out so well. So yeah.
So this would be nice to be able to, like, when my feed is full of stuff that is visual in nature that you have to see it to appreciate it, I can listen to an audiobook instead.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked out great for me because obviously being a warehouse job, the fact that I can just have my headphones in and pretty much put myself on autopilot because I do the same thing every night, that gives me a good like 4 to 6 hours of, I can usually get through one of those books in about a half a week.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's great.
Granted, then I run into the issue of sometimes it'll be in one ear and out the other, but it's fine.
You could always
replay
it the next day if you were really interested in it, like this particular one that you're talking about now, Alphabet Squadron.
Yeah. The only thing that is annoying is, so I had found out about this particular library stuff, or maybe they had signed up for this account. Sometimes they'll lose licenses and have to do a different app. It only happens like maybe every couple years or something. But the last time it happened, I found about this new one, Cloud Library, after I had already paid for some credits on Audible because I had already exhausted a bunch of other audiobooks from the library. So I was like, oh, let me just buy some cheap audio or Audible credits and I can spend those. And then, yeah. So it's like, darn, I could have saved that money.
Whoops. Oh.
All right, so I've got a library card number. What now do I got to do to get Alphabet Squadron?
All right, so I'm on their mobile version on my phone. Try clicking on eLibrary and go to Cloud Library.
So I have to do this. Okay, yeah, eLibrary, Cloud Library. And I'm doing this from my laptop, so.
Okay.
Hey, but I do have the same. I do see the same thing. Okay, so now I see a bunch of books.
There's a login thing
at the top here. Yeah,
and it'll ask for your library card and a password or PIN.
Probably the one that I set up. Logging in, waiting to be killed.
I was just gonna say that.
I had to explain that to my boss, that reference, because there was one day like I needed him to respond to me and he wasn't responding, and so then I kept texting him repeatedly, waiting to be killed, waiting to be killed.
Right.
And now, but I work for a mental health organization, so he's like, do I need to Baker Act you? Jokingly, like he knew that obviously I was waiting on him, and that must have been some joke. So then I had to let him in on the joke.
Yeah, yeah.
And for those of you listening to the live or watching or listening to the live stream, that's a deep cut for Thumb Wars
from Steve Odekirk, who does Kung Pao Into the Fist and Jimmy Neutron. He also did a series of films that did parodies of famous films where they literally dress up their hands and they animate faces on the thumbs. So hence Thumb Wars, because all the characters were like this and dressed up like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and run around doing silly things.
Yeah. And that waiting to be killed line, I want to say it's just kind of like a pan shot over a stormtrooper.
I'm trying to remember the setup for it as well. I think it was definitely a trooper, whether it was Imperial or Rebel, I don't remember. Because like we saw a face. I remember seeing the face. I think it's a Rebel trooper where they're like, we got to defend this place. And they're like, what do we do? We'll just wait here. And then one of them's like, wouldn't you be killed? I think it's a setup, but I don't know.
It is a Rebel. I'm looking at hold on.
Oh, get in there.
Old. Okay.
Jeez.
Share screen. Sharing screen is easiest with 2 monitors. Some screen will let you share audio. Look for a share audio checkbox. Okay, share screen. Oh, hold on. I'm on a Mac. I got to open my preferences and allow this thing to take over my computer.
I will refrain from comments about Macs taking over computers.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. No, I guess we'll have to do it some other time.
Okay.
It wants me to here, let me see if it'll actually do it now.
Sign over your soul.
Okay, I think you can show it now, Nathan.
Oh.
Hey!
Whoa,
Look at that.
okay.
No, it's the infinite voidscape.
Okay. Can you see it now? Can you see the YouTube thing now?
Oh, I hope so. I don't actually have a live feed of the stream.
Can you see it, James?
Yes, coincidentally, that is the one that I just found on my phone real quick. It's basically a clip of it over and over and over.
Okay, hold on. Let me play this clip real quick.
Waiting to be killed, waiting to be killed, waiting
Oh, that is an Imperial officer. Okay.
to be killed.
So yeah. Okay, it's not a Rebel, it is an Imperial. But anyway, that's the clip. Stop sharing. You can now switch it back to yours.
Like,
Could you hear the audio?
yes. Well, at least I cut off my computer. I don't know if it actually went through to YouTube or not, but we'll find out later in post. Whatever post live is actually called.
Yeah, I heard it as well. So
There we go.
Obviously, Robert is addressing it as if we have people watching. Do we know if anybody else is watching?
I saw that there was 2 waiting before I started, and I was one of them, of course, since I had that loaded up on my screen. So at the very start of the stream, there was at least one other person. And
Okay, I was
I
mostly curious.
but I tried to check it just now, but unfortunately I forgot that audio plays, and I'm on a time constraint to keep the kitties from being... I've been very fortunate. Kime's laying on a step, and I don't know where Hal is, which is just unusual for him. Usually makes his presence known.
He went to open the pod bay doors.
Open pod bay doors, Hal, please. Let's see.
You go inside?
Wow, we're already on step 91.
Out of
I don't remember, but there's a link to the PDF on the YouTube page. So if someone wants to scan ahead forward and find out, that'd be nice. Excuse me. Let's see. So it looks like
Oh,
we're in the cockpit right now, at least the back of it.
I think that's the part about building Legos that fascinates me the most is the amount of engineering that goes into the infrastructure of the build.
Yeah, because you don't think about looking at the outside, looking at the picture there, about just how intricate the inside has to be to build to hold all of that.
Correct. Like I when I built BB-8, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, the inside of the ball has this whole mechanism where on the side you have BB-8 around his body kind of has these like disc shapes on, I mean, a sphere has infinite sides, right? But if you could imagine it, maybe most people probably watch, if anyone's watching, has seen probably Star Wars. They know what BB-8 looks like. But anyway, he's got these kind of like circular things around the body. And so in the Lego version, each of those has a function. Like one of them has a door that opens and the little lighter pops out.
Oh, wow.
Not a literal lighter, but, the one from the movie. Little Lego version of it pops out, the little thumbs up lighter. And then another one, you twist it and it turns his head at the top of the build. And it's pretty insane. Like when I was building it, I didn't know that it did that at first. Like I don't know why I didn't look at the pictures on the box that said that it did that. But like I'm building it and I'm like, what is all this for? And then looking at the box and realizing that you can turn this thing and it turns his head at the top 360 degrees, mind you. And the fact that his head also wobbles from side to side.
Oh, wow.
This is an insane feat of engineering. Like it's already amazing how like the real thing it appears when you're using a preset, group of pieces, right?
Right.
That's amazing in itself. Like how they make, for example, the engines look with certain pieces on the outside, but then looking at how they make some of that infrastructure on the inside to do some of those features like fire missiles or turn and wobble BB-8's head, that is even more amazing to me. Because then you have to overlay all of the aesthetic part of the build on top of that without losing the feature that you're trying to build into the infrastructure.
Right.
So it's nuts. Like I get into debates where she thinks that all of these builds are computer generated. And I'm like, no, like this is an actual person who sat down and figured it out after probably months trying to, get this build right and then perfecting that build repeatedly. There are people that actually build this, and that is insane to me. Like,
right.
I would love to like meet a master builder in person and just kind of like have them show me like their process for designing something like this, even a simple piece. So anyway, cockpit, very nice.
I like the detail on the. Sorry,
On the seat?
On the seat, because I don't know how well you can tell, but the pieces they use for the padding, they look like the usual flat 2x1 plates that have no studs on the top, but they're actually beveled. There's actually the edge they've removed, so it's like a 45-degree triangle outside all the way around, and that's for every single one of those paddings. And it's like, can you imagine being the person who thought this set needs that kind of detail, so I need to go to my boss and tell him, hey, look, we got to come up with a whole new production line to make this one piece for this set because this set needs that detail.
Yeah.
You know?
And fun fact, super comfy.
Oh.
Can you sit in it, Nathan, and let us know?
That's negative, Ghost Rider.
All right, so real quick.
Yeah.
I did go ahead and scan ahead at the number of steps. So I guess let's do a quick higher or lower. Nathan, give me a guess.
For the number of pieces, which is 1,673.
Number of steps.
I understand. For the number of pieces, which is 1,673, I want to just say 500.
Higher.
I'm going to go with. Wait, you're saying it's higher than 500?
Higher than 500.
That's not how this game works. We all have to get first. I'm going to go with 650.
Lower. Nathan.
Lower than 650, but higher than 500. Okay.
Lower than 650, but higher than 5.
That was a good guess, by the way, Robert. That was a nice way to narrow it down without going too far. Kudos. I guess the next logical number would be 600.
Lower.
Wow, okay.
578.
Lower, but you're getting warmer.
Lower than 578. So
But higher than 5. But higher. I'll say higher than 500.
Right.
And you're getting close.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say 560.
Higher.
565.
Higher.
Robert, was that 565 you said?
Yes.
So 568.
Higher.
Wait. Yeah.
572.
Lower.
570. Final offer.
570 exact.
I guessed it right. Yeah, in your face, Robert.
After like 100 guesses.
Yeah.
We're like 501. 502.
I
500.
was waiting for when I started going like 561, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 70, like they do on right?
All right, James. So going back to this Osceola Library thing. Actually, hold on. I lost it because I was looking up Waiting to Be Killed. Hey,
7 o'clock. We're 100 steps in. We're on bag 3 after an hour.
how many bags?
There are 11 bags.
Wait, dang it. I was going to do a higher or lower with James.
Oh. Sorry.
Okay, log in. And it didn't remember my library number, which is annoying.
To be fair, do you remember your library number?
I do not, but what I mean is it didn't save it.
I know.
Why is it
To be
not-
fair, I don't remember mine offhand either.
It's weird because it's not auto-filling the... Even though
I mean, like, there is an app for it. Like, obviously, I have the app on my phone, and it remembers inside of the app. So there's that.
Yeah. Well, the annoying thing here is that now I don't have that number. Hold on. Hold on. I think I know how I can get it. Log into keychain.
That screen blew me away for a second.
There it is. Found it. Close. Paste. Save. There we go. Now it's giving me the option to save. It had saved it in Keychain, which is like the built-in password manager for Mac, but it did not save it in Chrome. So if I was using Safari, it probably would have pulled it up, but I don't like Safari, so. There we go. Save it there. All right. So I logged in on the cloud library thing, James.
Yes.
So now what?
Well, you're logged in, so you should be able to borrow books.
So I just search for like Alphabet Squadron or whatever.
Yeah. We'll use that in an example. Go ahead and search for Alphabet Squadron.
Phasma, Bloodlines, Master Apprentice, Last Shot, Turkin. But there's Shadowfall, but I haven't even read the first one, so. But how does it show? Yeah, see, it shows up under Shadowfall. Was there like a subtitle for Alphabet?
Those lines right up.
Queen's Peril. See, that one is also new. Oh my goodness. You know,
and this is where I learned to hit my unmute button before I go into an explanation of how to get it. So in the app, it is under Star Wars Alphabet Squadron. However, sometimes on a book, if the library does not have it due to whatever, like, I don't know, they haven't paid for the license for that book or whatever, you can suggest it by hitting the suggest button. And then in a week or two, they'll notify you that, hey, we bought this book, or hey, we'll have this book on X date. So right now, for me, it is showing a suggest button on Alphabet Squadron.
See, I can't even find Alphabet Squadron at all.
So you might need to do something with the filters. So under filters, there is a suggestions for library button.
Okay, filters. Okay, there we go. Suggestions for library. But I had it set for all titles. That's weird.
Their filters are a little wonky sometimes.
These aren't the books you're looking for.
There it is. Alphabet Squadron. Suggest to library.
And then, yeah, the library will eventually acquire it. And it usually only takes about a week or two, I've noticed.
Hey, stop. Leave him alone. But this is still cool. You guys can hear that?
Wait, what?
You guys can hear that music?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Yes.
God. Sorry.
No, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, but still, let me turn it. You may not like it, but the people watching are probably leaving because they're like, I don't want to listen to children's music while he's building Lego.
Now, wait. The question was, do we hear that music? Yes, I do.
Yes, I got the joke.
I don't think he's happy enough. Let's see. Okay.
So also with the library thing, Robert, like I had mentioned previously, they have the newest Thrawn that's up for pre-order right now. That also has a suggest button.
Oh.
So I'm going to assume that if you also suggest that, it'll, when it's available, like, hey, this book is available for sale, we can get it. It'll automatically let you know that, okay, we have this now. Here you go.
Nice.
Because I've done that on a few coming soon books.
Nice.
But other than that, they have a pretty extensive amount of Star Wars books on there, among other books.
All that I keep hearing from James is go to your local library, kids. It's a lot cooler than you think.
I mean, to be fair, I'm talking about the digital part, so I don't even really need to go, but yeah. I mean, so technically, with the, pandemic stuff going on, Steffi and I have sort of been paid by the library. They've had a summer reading thing going on involving different, video activities and stuff. And we've done those, and every week they do a drawing of sorts. So Stephanie and I have both been in the drawing, and she got like a $25 Publix gift card, and I got a $20 Walmart gift card.
Oh, nice.
So,
yeah,
not going to argue with that. And then they also have a separate kids program, and Willow won and got like a dozen Winnie the Pooh books.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
So yes, support your local library.
Well, I'm only saying that because I remember reading a Reddit thread where somebody was talking about how all of the funding for the local libraries is basically calculated through foot traffic. So, like, even if you're doing a lot of stuff online, you should try to go to the library. That way they have the numbers supporting that they need to provide these services because people are going there, and there needs to be the brick and mortar building because people are going there for whatever. Like, you don't even necessarily have to check anything out. You just have to, like, enter the building, stay there for a few minutes, and then be on your merry way.
So if you want
Go ahead.
a deep cut here, Nathan, I hate emails in my inbox, so I constantly file them away as soon as I can. So like,
Right.
I don't need your link for the stream anymore, so I'm filing it in your folder. But the problem is that this is like the first time you email me in I don't know how many years. Let's see, the last email, no joke, the last email I received from you was October 13th, 2017.
Well, that was only 2.5-ish years ago.
Anyway, so it's been a while. So I don't remember what the name, like I thought I would have filed it in the folder and the folder would have your name on it. So I'm like, Nathan to put it in the Nathan folder.
Yeah.
But there was no Nathan folder. And I'm like, okay, did I put it under like fat? And I'm looking up fat and it's not under fat. And I'm like trying to find this folder. I'm looking it under Thieneman or whatever. You know what the name of the folder is?
Are we going to do higher or lower on this?
No.
Okay.
The name of the folder is Juan TV Man.
Oh my God. No.
If that is not the deepest of cuts.
Say that again.
Juan, if that is not the deepest of cuts.
Right.
Jeez, man. Juan TV Man. That was the two of us sitting in my room at my mom's house, testing out some video editing software with a green screen.
Yep.
And I had you sit there wearing a headset, pretending to be like a news anchor or whatever.
Yep.
And you came up with the name Juan TV Man.
Was it me that came up with that? That seems too intelligent of a joke for me to have made, is why I'm asking.
I know. And I mean, well, I guess you're only getting dumber in your age, so maybe you were smarter back then.
That's fair. And it's fun to say that maybe I'm just getting dumber in my age because I just made a mistake. Well, technically 2 mistakes, but we're not going to count them as 2 separate ones.
And I'm just going to assume that there was no alcohol involved.
There was not.
No drink alcohol. Oh yeah, because we were back in high school, wasn't it? Like,
yeah,
we
I think so. If not in high school, no, it had to have been high school for you to be at my house, at mom's house. It would have to have been during high school,
right?
Because once you went to UCF, we were always meeting at your apartment.
Right.
I miss guys' night so much.
I miss waking up and you being in my apartment already.
Yeah. Mhm.
It saves so much time.
Yeah. Because I had class, I would just come over the night before and spend the night, or come over early,
That's what she said.
and then just sleep on the couch or whatever. So, but man, that was so much fun. So Buffalo Wild Wings, catching a movie, playing some video games, maybe some Boom or Bang.
If you spoon with me, I'm gonna fork you. You don't remember that?
I remember.
Okay. You just didn't react, so.
I'm trying to forget.
Oh, you were smiling so much when I said that too.
I gotta keep the camera up higher so you can't see my. You can only see my eyes.
Oh. What's that line from the Boondocks? Like, Ed Wunsler III talking about the ladies over in Iraq, and it doesn't do it for him because all you can see is the eyes, and it just doesn't do it for me, or whatever it was. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
No, that's fair. Oh, hi, Princess. How are you? Am I being too loud? She licked her lips at me. I'm scared.
I can't tell if you're talking about Jessica or a cat.
A cat. Sorry, remember the one cat's name is Hime, which is Japanese for princess, so I often just call her princess. I'm pretty sure I'd get slapped if I called Jessica princess instead of queen.
This is true.
And yet, he wouldn't get slapped if he called her a cat.
I'm sorry, what about cats?
And yet, he wouldn't get slapped if he called her a cat, I bet.
You're right. She would probably just meow at me if I called her a cat. It is not what you guys think it is. I hope. Let's just drop it. Move on.
I'm an adult. I get it.
There we go. So, you remember the Star Destroyer you helped me build, Robert, all those years ago?
See, the
And
four of
that-
us.
CK?
I said, see, the four of us.
Was it all four of us?
Yeah, I remember it being all four of us.
I thought it was just you, me, and then like a couple of my roommates intermittently.
James, do you recall building an Imperial Star Destroyer?
I don't have any distinct memories of helping. Maybe I was around, but yeah, nothing springs to mind. The only thing that I recall is when you, Robert, made your Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, we did that in that like kind of like convention hall area of that.
Oh yeah.
Right,
After,
yes.
after celebration.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, I remember that. We started it there, and then we brought it home and finished it at home.
Anyway, so back on the target, I had a moment, not as bad as Star Destroyer was. You guys were talking, so I didn't interrupt. Point out the camera. Where I got to an instruction that I built this tiny little thing, and then I turned the page, and it says ×2. And I was just thinking back to when we were doing the Star Destroyer, building these tiny little things for decorations, and then we turned the page, and it said something like ×24, ×32.
Oh God, I remember that. Yeah.
We were like,
wow. I remember our collective dread at seeing ×20 something or whatever it was.
Now, see, that's something I would have remembered, so I don't think I did help with that.
Well, you missed out.
Sorry, I very slow, Jacob, because it looks like he is watching on YouTube. Yes, this is what I was going to refer to, but you weren't responding, and then like it got late, and I wanted to try to finish before 9 o'clock. So that's what's going on with that. But don't feel bad. I have other Lego sets I have yet to build. Sorry, I was answering a viewer's comments because I'm lost in what I'm doing right now. Man, she is just brutal with making fun of me. You've been teaching her well, Robert.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Damn, I did forget that. Okay, hang on. I can fix it. Yes. Yes. Okay, back to this. Oh, why are you in danger, Jacob? That's what I like about StreamYard is that I'm seeing the comments that are posted to the YouTube video. Probably not live, but close enough to be live. And since I'm not popular right now,
Aw, don't say that. I'm sure you're popular
I
enough.
mean, the last one I see was for 8:15, so like 2 minutes ago.
last one you saw what? Sorry.
Was for like 2 minutes ago. The I'm in danger.
Since I'm not popular right now.
That's funny.
I mean, there's 2 people in the room. It says,
One of them is me.
granted, and one of which would be me.
I
Oh,
just jumped in there
I'm
now
looking
too.
at it.
I just jumped in here now as well.
Okay, that's what's going on
We're cooking the books.
there.
And now Jacob is lamenting being demoted to just a viewer.
Nah, just for this first video.
I knew it. I knew it. I was like, I was gonna make a comment. I was gonna be like, "Wow, Nathan, Jacob is just a viewer." But then I was like, "No, Jacob's gonna think that I'm saying something nice about him, and I cannot allow that."
Oh man, I'm gonna have to pay for this tonight. Go ahead and get the stuff ready, Jacob. It's okay.
Okay. So instead of just looking at it on my phone, I realize that I can see the live comments over to my right in the
Yeah.
SteamYard thing. I still had it on the private chat that I was using earlier.
Yes, there we go. Okay, I don't need to have the video up anymore.
And then
Inflating
sorry,
his
you're about to
numbers,
lose-
thus inflating his ego.
There's another viewer, Nathan.
speaking of not inflating ego, that's why I was hoping you guys could control banners because I just threw up this one here that says "Don't subscribe or click the bell."
Why not?
One I used earlier that just says simply "Shut up, Nathan." I was hoping you guys could do that. So like,
Now, hold on. Wait, Nathan.
Yeah.
For clarification's sake, Nathan, what if I had already subscribed? Do I then have to unsubscribe?
You didn't say that. He's not telling you to unsubscribe. He's saying don't subscribe.
Right.
He would have to say
Oh,
unsubscribe
yes.
and unlike.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Very clear and specific. Specific instructions.
Yes, from that specific ocean.
All right, let me see here. I'm gonna, because I hate Nathan, like and subscribe. I'm
Oh
also
no! How could you do that to me? Oh, you're such a horrible person.
gonna hit the bell.
Not the bell. Anything but the bell.
What did that bell
Wait,
ever do?
wait. How can I? Why is it not letting me leave a comment?
Oh, that's weird. You should be able to. I thought I had it open for.
There is a chat, but I don't see the ability to leave a comment.
Maybe you're just dumb. Oh God, am I rubbing off on you?
Please don't. I'm married.
Darn it, I can't do. All right. Oh goodness. I'll get in there. Oh wow. Okay. I know this is gonna be that's what she said moment, but this is tight.
Why does
Why
does he want you primed?
It's letting me comment, Robert.
I want to know.
I didn't hear what you asked. I'm sorry.
Jacob is asking. It's saying you better be primed and ready for 9 p.m. tonight, Nathan.
Oh,
and then a bunch of winky smiley emojis.
Okay, so the latter part you don't want to know about. I can just go ahead and tell you that right now. But no, we're slated to play video games tonight. And no, dang, why is that not working?
Now, James, I can chat if I want to chat, but I'm talking about leaving a comment on the video, which I'm guessing is only after it posts.
Maybe, but I was able to comment. I thought.
You are.
I am. You're right. Hey, what's up?
Jessica.
So long as you don't go past here, you should be okay.
I look like a.
You look like
It looks like
No, Eliana demands to see Jessica.
That will have to wait. She says she's not camera ready.
oh, it's fine.
Oh,
Hey, say hi.
that's
Hi.
Helos.
Who's on here?
Robert and James is here, and Jacob is participating in the comments because I'm a jerk and started it soon.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I'll explain later.
Cool.
Why is that not lining up? Oh, hi, bud. You want to say hi to the world? This is Hal. He's every
Cat.
word you can think of because he gets in the way and he demands kisses. Okay, so the issue I'm having, for people who are curious, is come on, cat. No. Well,
The thud made it sound like you threw the cat.
no, he's just fat like his dad. So these two blue parts have to line up so I can push in this gray part here, but I can't seem to get them to line up. So it's got to be user error. It's got to be, right? But that's what I'm fighting with right now.
So, Facebook, am I right?
I don't know. I haven't been on it for a few hours. Oh, okay.
I unsubscribed from Facebook or killed my account. What? I think it's been like 4 years now.
It's been a while, yeah, a long time.
Good. I should have followed your advice there.
Do it right now, Jessica. Do it right now.
Right?
Sure.
What do you got to lose? Friends? They're overrated. Case in point, your husband.
I'm the only friend you need. All right, let's rewind. See what I might have messed up on. Yeah, giggity giggity.
I figured you all would find it amusing.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah.
Very funny.
I'm laughing too. I don't know what, but I'll laugh.
Yeah, give it to the big boy. I know I'm behind. Oh man. Okay, if anybody has seen where I messed up, please yell it out.
So, unfortunately,
we have to go
Nathan,
back to wherever it was you were born.
so
9 months.
So
before.
unfortunately, Nathan, this would imply that any of us were actually like paying attention to you making it,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's very fair.
which I'm not saying that we are, but I'm not saying we aren't. I'm just saying we're here.
We're here for you and all the mistakes you make.
I didn't say we're here for you, Nathan.
Get it right, man.
All right.
We're here for the Legos.
Is there something wrong? No. Wrong screen. And that is all correct. Yes.
Hey, Leon.
So this part has to be correct because I'm not seeing. All right, let's put it back together. Oh.
Are you applying enough force?
Never. I don't think it's so much the force because it feels like they just literally won't go together. Like it's like almost like I put this blue part in the wrong spot or something, and like these should be further down because it looks like or it feels like they just don't line up correctly.
I get the feeling there should be a joke in there about inserting some lube, but I can't quite fully.
You know, and I wanted to bring that up, but I was trying to keep it child friendly.
I'm probably not going to make any of these videos be child friendly just because I'm not that kind of guy. Let's just
I can just see it now. And every video, we're just gonna shout lube at the very beginning. Demonetized.
is that really
Well, I
what
mean, hey, if you just mention the lube, you can lube like a car, right? That's a thing. Cars.
that's
I know
not-
cars. I'm the
but
type to
you're-
know cars, right?
But you did not. That's not what you were insinuating.
An X-wing, an A-wing is like a car. In
So that's
space.
what happens if I apply more force.
What, the pieces pried off?
Yeah,
Huh.
because something is not lining up correctly.
Okay, so try to show me again here what piece it is that you're trying to push through where?
Okay, so up here,
Yes.
just to the side of that white piece, there's a
Yes.
plug that you put in, and there's one on each of these corners.
Okay, I see it.
And so what I tried to do, the first time what I did was I did it up here at this hinge point, and then they wouldn't come close enough together for them to line up down here with these two blue parts to
Yeah.
push the connector all the way through. And that's when I noticed I had a problem. So then this time I reversed it. I attached it down here first and then connected it. And when I did that, these came undone down here. So it's almost like something is too short that's forcing it to go up further than it needs to. I know that does not really help.
And are you sure they're supposed to connect?
Yes.
Okay, because I know it's probably hard to tell since it's a PDF and not like a rotatable 3D model in there.
That's a fair argument to make, except for who I am.
Hold on, I'm pulling up this PDF here.
It's step
What step are you on?
146.
Huh?
146 is the step I'm on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to go back further than that to the bottom part.
146, 146, 146. I'm almost there. Here we go. 146.
1, 2,
I see, yes. Those pieces push there at that hinge point and that hinge point. And what did it do to you? It separated that bottom?
Oh, I think I see where my problem is. Okay.
You have something like misaligned?
Yes. Okay. So here, I'm going to try to explain. If you go to step 129, you'll see approximately what I have here. Actually, you'll see exactly what I have on screen. And on step 129, this part here, this wing that's up on its side,
Yeah.
do you see what's wrong with it compared to the PDF?
Well, it's too small. Let me go to 129 because I want to see if I can figure this out. 129, 129, 129.
Sure.
Okay, let me look at it here. And then on the stream, you have it up too high.
Oh, yes, exactly.
No. You have the piece up too high. It's one unit up too high.
Yep, that is exactly it, Private. War's over. We're going to throw a parade in your honor. I get to drive the float. And Simmons here is holding his head.
I'm trying to remember how it goes. Hold on.
Okay.
Is in charge of confetti.
There you go.
I had to like replay the whole thing in my head again. I'm like, hold on. And Simmons here is in charge of confetti.
All right, cool. That was definitely that has to be the problem. Because I mean that's
It
exactly
would
what
make sense because when you put that top piece, it forces that bottom one down.
right. And moment of truth, do those two parts align?
Looks like they do.
Jacob, if you're here, I would ask you to say that Jim Carrey line. Like a glove. Okay, maybe not like a glove because I'm just fat fingering this, but yep, that is definitely working out 10,000 times better.
Like
Whoa.
an extra large glove?
What's that?
Like an extra large glove?
For me, yeah. Okay, so back to 46.
I gotta go and get my battery pack because my laptop is dying.
Ooh, mine has been plugged in since 10 this morning when I started getting everything set up and ready.
I'm in darkness. I am Batman.
No parents.
No what?
No.
I don't know
he
if I
said
showed you
parents.
guys.
So I said no parents.
I don't know if you guys, if I had shown you, I think I showed you pictures. We redid the office, and so now this is now my work at home workstation.
Do you want to show it off to the people?
I mainly was showing off to you guys. But
That's what I thought, but I was like, let me just make sure. Okay.
I don't see anything.
You don't see on the
it's
bottom.
kind of dark in here, but it's okay. What was I looking for? Battery pack. Battery pack. Back to the living room. Living room.
So, as a reminder, Nathan, how long have you been sitting on this set?
It first became available for purchase for the May the 4th celebration of 2020.
I was gonna say it's around May.
So yeah, I've only been sitting on it for a few months.
All right, that's actually not that bad then.
Yeah.
In the text, I for some reason had it in my head that you've had it for like a couple years or something.
No, that was just the Super Star Destroyer, and now the tumbler that I've been sitting on for a very long time. Just because it's like, I don't really have great places to put this stuff up, and it's easier to transport when it's in the original shipping box and everything. So unless I'm 100% sure I'm going to have some place to put it up, I usually just leave them in the packaging. So.
And I mean, hey, to be fair, if down the line it's something you decide you don't want, there's a chance it could be worth money.
That is very fair, but I've long since gotten the habit of only buying sets that I know for a fact that I want to put together and build and all that joyousness.
Oh yeah, I'm not advocating a Lego secondary market with extreme inflation. It's more of a, hey, this is in the closet. Did I want to really put it together? Sure, but I could also use some money.
That's fair.
Yeah, looking at it right now on Amazon, the UCS A-Wing isn't even Prime eligible. There's only one left in stock. It's $300 with $75 shipping.
And I don't remember. I think 300 is the MS. No, I don't remember what the MSRP is. It's either 200 or 300. I forget exactly which one. So I'm not surprised that the price is inflated slightly like it is. I hate these circular studs. They started making them with holes in them going through this metal. And I could never see the hole in the picture, so I always have to double check and make sure I'm grabbing one with or without a hole. Yeah, laugh it up, fuzzball.
Oh no, the retail is 200.
Okay.
Yeah, on the Lego website it's 200. Yeah,
and it's out of stock, and it probably will be for a while.
Yeah. So I'm definitely glad I grabbed it when I did. I grabbed it.
The one that I've never been a fan of the A-Wing itself. The one that I would love to get is the UCS Y-Wing.
Okay.
It looks really cool. Like just the level of detail in it, because the Y-Wing has so much of its infrastructure exposed,
right,
as opposed to covered up. It just looks really, really neat.
For me, I always have been, no pun intended, I always have been a fan of the A-Wing. Ever since the old DOS game, X-Wing, where you got to fly them around, I had some really fun flight stories with them. But I know what you mean, that it just doesn't really throw you, because the Snowspeeder UCS set, I never cared for the Snowspeeder, but that set was so beautiful and so well detailed and just lived up to how the snowmobile looks in the movies.
Yes.
Put it down. So I grabbed it all those years ago.
So, and it's and the thing too about the UCS Y-Wing is that it is retired.
Oh, nice. Well, I mean, not nice, but
yeah. So the price isn't listed on Lego's site, and on Amazon, it is $429.
What was the price again? Sorry.
$429.
And that's for the Y-Wing?
That's for the UCS Y-Wing, yeah.
Yeah, the A-Wing on eBay is going for, it looks like about like 240, 250. So
Yeah.
that's not that bad.
Well, because I think it's just out of stock. It hasn't been retired. The moment they retire it,
Mm.
that'll jump up considerably.
Yeah. Hundo Nuggies, true. Oh, okay. Sorry, some of these pieces are new to me. I'm just like, what am I looking at?
Hmm.
My old brain tries to recognize the piece using old pieces. Sorry, I almost made another mistake by being one stud off. There it is.
And that UCS 2020 was just released too, because it's a 2020 model. Like it's not even like it's been around for a while.
Right. That's a very awesome piece. Get back here, you devil. Okay. That's very
The next set I want to build is the Boba Fett helmet bust.
Why am I not surprised you want to build a bust? Let's see.
It's just another Boba Fett piece to add.
I know. Let's see. I think after this set, I only actually have one more that's still in storage in the original packaging. That's the Tumbler one. But like the UCS X-Wing and the original Star Destroyer, those are still packed from moving out of my parents' place 2 years ago. And they're obviously not in the original packaging, but they're kind of in clumps. So like I didn't break them down piece by piece. I was just kind of in a rush to get everything packed and out of there. So if I ever do get around to putting those, having a place to put those up, it won't be a build like this. Plus, I've already like the Star Destroyer I've put together 3 times already.
Worth it every time.
You are not lying. That is not an exaggeration. That is the funnest set to build over and over again. And when I do get around to putting it back together, I want to tear it apart piece by piece. I have rebuilt this thing so many times now. There are pieces that do not stick together well, and a lot of the structural integrity of this set is dependent upon this pieces sticking together well. So it's almost like, well, did I start little them or?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying it's time to break out the super glue.
No, leave the crackle out of this.
Yes. I was wondering, as soon as he said super glue, I was like, wait a minute, what is it called? What is it called? The Fraggle.
No, what I'll probably do is try to replace them with new pieces, in all honesty, if I get around to doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, bringing it back around. 3D print your own pieces.
Your local
For
library.
free in Osceola County. You just got to travel 10 hours.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
That's a perfect excuse for us to come up. It's a perfect excuse for us to come and visit. 3D printed at the library. James will pick it up. Then I will pick up James, and then we will go visit.
Okay. I don't see why this is dependent upon you picking up James, but I'm not gonna,
So that the both of us can go together. You know, if you don't want me there, just say it.
Wow, you totally did not hear the joke I was making.
Nope.
It's probably better this way.
What's wrong?
Everything.
It looks like that, but they're the same. I don't know, but I lined it up with the laser, so.
He's talking about
I
laser.
kind of see what you're talking about, but you know.
So that means he's either getting ready for a rave or to take over the world?
Look, man. Sharks with friggin' laser beams attached to their heads.
You know, when you mentioned rave, I was going to try to work in a community joke in there about the raves the Dean used to do, but I wasn't in the right headspace and wasn't really getting it together in my head first. I disappoint all of you.
It's really just a bunch of marbles rattling around in there, so I get that.
You weren't in the right. You weren't in the right Dean space.
Ah, I see what you did there.
No, she's talking about Layla had a funny look on her face and she was looking across the room. We recently did a bunch of like home improvement projects, and one of them was adding chair rail in almost the entire house. And so from across the living room, she's looking at the breakfast nook, and there's two windows on the wall. So you have chair rail, stop at the window, end of window, chair rail, start of the other window, and then end of the window and continues chair rail. So like there's a piece in between the two windows, and it looks like it's sitting higher than the pieces on the opposite ends of the window. And I was telling her that I lined it up with the laser level. That's why I mentioned laser. So there's got to be some other optical illusion that's making it look like it's sitting higher.
Right.
And I kind of see what she's talking about, because like I'm looking at it from across the room too, and it does look like it's maybe a quarter of an inch higher for some reason. So I don't know. I'm chalking it up to optical illusion, because I'm looking at one of the blades from the blinds going across from one side of the window to the other, and the blade is lined up with the top of the chair rail on both sides. So nice. It is taking shape.
It is. That was just like really interesting to put all together. It felt good. It was one of those moments of
Cathartic.
ASMR, but with assembly, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I'm just imagining Nathan doing an ASMR Lego putting together video. Hey, so guys, I'm gonna attach this piece right here, and oh yeah, that's a good looking piece. I'm just gonna attach it right here. Look how it goes. Okay.
You know, you're not
The Bob Ross of Lego building.
I don't know if you. I know Robert hasn't.
He literally pulls out a little tree to put in there.
I love it. I know Robert hasn't seen them because they're on Facebook, but I actually have some albums on my Facebook profile of some of the sets I put together, and I've literally done like pictures of like, wow, this is a really interesting looking piece. I can't wait to see where it goes and what it does and how it places in. So James, you are not far off with that assessment whatsoever.
See, obviously, the solution is Robert just needs to make a fake throwaway account so he can see all these things.
Nah.
Man, I'll survive.
Yeah.
You're right. Then he would get, you know, curious and maybe look at somebody else's things, and then, well, yeah.
We're not talking about that here. This is a safe space.
Safe space. Oh, what was that show making fun of space? Oh, South Park. That's why I'm thinking of it. Okay, yeah. South Park's talking about safe spaces. You can ignore me.
For a second there, you're going to talk about Space Force.
Oh, the Netflix show with Michael Scott.
Steve Carell, yes. Because
Yeah,
some of us are fans of The Office.
Who isn't fans of The Office, though?
I am not.
You're dead to me.
Oh, well. Well, I relinquished my right to be your friend.
Quick, Nathan, unfriend him. Unfriend him on Facebook, quick.
It is done. You know, I gotta admit, I tried to watch The Office a long time ago, and I couldn't get into it because of how cringy the Michael Scott character is. So I totally understand anybody who doesn't like the show, if only for that. But then I saw this joke online where Michael Scott says, if I was stuck in a room with Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, and Toby, and a gun with 2 bullets, I would shoot Toby twice.
Yes.
And I read that joke and I said, I have to know the context. What is so wrong with Toby that he would shoot him twice against, shooting these 2 horrible people? And
Was
so
it- Was it worth it?
it was, because after the second season, when they rewrite Michael Scott's character, it's actually a really good show, and I actually really like how they ended it. Like when the Michael Scott character leaves, when Steve Carell leaves the show, it actually kind of like dips in its how good the show is. But the final episode was just brilliant, and I loved how they ended it. And the lesson they teach at the end. So at the end of everything, I would say it is worth it. But that's just me. So
Yeah, for whatever reason, its first season, just like Parks and Rec, they're only like 6 episodes apiece, and they just, I don't know, don't quite work. But then when you get to the second season and beyond, it gets quite a bit better. Because I had the same problem when Stephanie was first showing me like Parks and Recs. Like the first couple episodes are just rough, but then as the things get going, it get good.
yeah, I still need to finish Parks and Rec.
I'll be back.
Is that a promise or a threat?
Threat. Definitely a threat.
Let's see. I don't know. What is it now? 7:50, 8:50 Eastern. Almost an hour.
Just about. Quick, Nathan, this is when you demote Robert out of the chat and now promote Jacob.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just got to send. Well, I don't know if he has a camera microphone. Which he might.
I was mostly kidding.
I can still add him. I can have up to 6 people. So it's not like it's the lack of resources. And even
Is that up to 6? Is that up to 6 on the free version of SteamYard, or that's just?
that's correct. The free version of StreamYard, which I am running, allows you to have 6 guests. And even if that includes my own broadcast, the camera that you guys are seeing right now, as well as, God, I can't get this right, as that's the screen that I'm sharing with the instructions on it, that's only 4 right now. Just adding 1 more person definitely falls within that range. So it's not like it's a lack of resources. The paid version.
That's still not bad for being free.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was getting all ready to pay for it, but then when I saw everything it had available, I was like, "Well, shoot! At my level on YouTube, I don't need to pay for this service because everything I do need right now I got." So, not that I'm saying you shouldn't pay for StreamYard. It's been brilliant. I can't get over how easy it's been to use it. And again,
So now is StreamYard what's providing the screen and screen and your Hosen overlay?
Am I what overlay? Sorry.
The down in the corner where it's got your title and where sometimes you'll pop up things. Is that what's provided by StreamYard?
Yes. Basically, everything on the screen you're seeing is done through StreamYard, and then you also connect it. I can connect it to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And what it does is it can automatically broadcast this out to all of those platforms, one at a time for the free version, or up to all 3 of them if you pay for it. But I'm only promoting the YouTube.
Ah, that's the catch.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, yeah, even with up to 6 people, that's still pretty good for like if you ever decided to, hey, let's do an RPG or something.
Yeah, and I figured this would be. Sorry, I dropped the piece, and it's of course the piece I need right now. I had to find it. Yeah, I figured this set building would be a good way, A, to test out us interacting with each other in this method, and then B, it's been a while, testing out an overhead camera setup that I just switched to. Because I've always imagined having a board game Let's Play on YouTube, and one of the stipulations was I need an overhead camera because we need to be able to see down onto the board, and a camera just facing to the side, to me, doesn't do it. It's not good enough. So this was a good way to test all this and see, hey, is this something we want to pursue in the future, us playing video games online? And if we're going to be playing online, we might as well stream it out.
Right. Yeah, no. So were you considering like doing like solo plays of board games? Because I don't know what you probably obviously have some board games that have solo modes that you would try, I assume.
I have some board games that I've played by myself, yes, but I haven't streamed them yet. I haven't actually broadcast them.
Right.
And,
Well, no. I mean that's why you're considering the overhead aspect for it.
I guess I'm still not understanding your question. I'm sorry.
But I'm trying to figure out, are you trying to set it up for streaming for board games as in for yourself solo mode, you're playing the game yourself, or like if you're playing with Jessica or etc.?
Okay, I am trying to set it up to be able to do a let's play with one or more people.
Gotcha. Okay.
The number of people doesn't matter. I enjoy playing board games with a bunch of people. That's what's fun about board games is you get people together to play. And
Yes.
this setup, it's okay. We're not playing a board game, but we're chit chatting, we're talking, and we got camera views of what I'm doing right now. I just realized that was blocked. Sorry, people. And it gives me a chance to test out the technicalities of the streaming service, and also with YouTube. And oh my God, Robert, I'm jealous. I don't know what you're drinking, but damn, I need a drink right now. Thank you. Sunkissed.
Sunkissed. Orange soda. I prefer Fanta, but Sunkissed was on sale.
Now you get to see Hal again.
I am also eating with clothes.
You're also eating food.
But yeah, I think I was mostly asking because I know, like, obviously, when this whole pandemic started a couple months ago, there had been Stephanie had said, "Oh, hey, well, if you all ever wanted to do any kind of thing like that, you all probably should, because obviously, getting together in person is not as much of a even if you weren't in Tennessee, Nathan, it would probably be a little bit of an issue."
Right. Yeah, because even if like distance wasn't an issue, like you said, there's still a pandemic going on right now. But then this helps bridge that gap. Sorry, he's being distracting to me. This helps bridge that gap. Don't chew on that cable. You are playing around with the camera, and that maybe I can actually show you guys how precariously that camera up there that is currently being viewed is set. But it's working, so that's all that matters.
It's Godzilla.
Cadzilla has gone back to the ocean. I don't remember what I was saying. I apologize. But yeah, it's
talking about the board game aspects of it.
Right. And so even without taking into account distances, that having an option for people to be able to play together, where I'm providing the resources and materials, that way they don't have to buy like a tabletop simulator game on Steam, for example. They don't have to buy such and such. All they have to do is like log into something and they can play along, is what my ultimate goal was. That, all I have to do is say, here's a link, join this, and together we'll rule the world as father and son kind of deal. That's backwards.
Yeah, see, at any time, like, I've been trying to work on, like, setting up the RPG kind of stuff. Like, back in February and March when I was trying to set up a Star Wars one for He Who Shall Not Be Named and his family, like, it's a lot of work. And I realized that it's like, I see some people like, stream them online and they'll have it set up for either through tabletop or D20, Roll20, whatever. And yeah, setting up maps just seems so time intensive that since I usually listen to at work podcasts of people playing RPGs, I've gotten used to just accepting it's better for me if I'm setting it up as theater of the mind. Like, I know a lot of people that are into it as far as the whole, like, treating it almost like a miniatures game of like, okay, I'm going to treat it like a war game. I am X number of feet away from you, so I'm going to do Y, and I'm going to move over this way, and etc. As opposed to, like, when I've been trying to run one-on-one with Stephanie, it's like, oh yeah, we're probably a good enough distance away. Cool. Your attack's fine. That's good.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know how you've envisioned or how Jessica usually tries to do hers, whether you all are into the whole maps and setup and stuff.
So when it comes to D&D, I only really just started playing D&D with Jessica last year. Like I did a D20 campaign with Jameson a long time ago that was Star Wars based. But that was decades ago, and I liked the concept. But then he moved out of state. We're doing the engine stuff. And so I never really got to pick it up again, and I never really found anybody in college that was willing to start up campaigns. Like my roommate Greg, like I think I remember him saying that he did play D&D, but he just didn't want to run a campaign, which I totally understand because it's a lot of work, you know.
Yeah, that always seems to be the issue. Like anytime I looked at it prior to buying any books, it's always a matter of like, okay, cool, I can understand this. But if I want anybody to play, I'm going to have to be the one to run it because nobody else is putting forth an initiative for that.
Right, and like I'm not a terribly creative person. I mean, I build Legos based off of instructions, and I just realized we're Robert drink and looked at the instructions. Okay. There isn't any creativity in this, but it is cathartic because there's a whole process to it that you got to follow step by step and be very detail oriented, which I love. You know.
See, I don't know what you're talking about, Nathan. For D&D or whatever, creative. Okay, y'all rolled a 1. All right, rocks fall, everybody dies. The end.
Well, except for like, Jessica has been making and writing her own campaigns from scratch. Like she doesn't use any source books except for the rules, the spells, the classes, that kind of stuff. As far as the world she builds and what we're doing in it, it's all in her mind that it's come from. And so that's what I mean by the creative aspect. There it is.
But yeah, I guess the long and short of it is, we should all eventually probably do something like that, maybe?
Okay.
Thoughts?
I enjoy D&D just fine. I would rather board games myself, and why I missed out with this camera and everything. But I'm not against D&D.
Me neither. I mean, it just depends on time, you know? That's difficult.
Yeah.
It's finding a regular time to play and sticking to that.
Yeah.
But then also being flexible with each other when things happen, you know?
Right.
Because we did that, you know, we tried that here with James and Chris and myself, where we would get, I know you said who should not.
I'm sorry, who?
Anyway, the three of us tried to set up like regular game nights once a month where we kind of get together at one of the 3 houses, have some themed dinner, and then play some board games. And we would do it like 2 months in a row and then skip a month, and then do it a month and then skip 2 months, and then do it 3 months in a row and then end up skipping 4 months. So it's very difficult to like get that to be regular because life, you know.
Yeah.
And then of course all the 3 of us we all have families, and so we have children, you know, that we have to then navigate too. So
Right.
So that becomes difficult as well. And so I think as long as we can find a good time that works often enough, and that we're flexible with each other, you know, that if it takes us a year to complete the campaign, so be it. I'm down.
Most campaigns take a year to complete anyways, so.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It takes a long time, and we're okay with that. I'm down for that.
And I also want to point out, I've noticed with my friend group up here,
If
the more people involved, the more difficult it is to keep things like that coordinated. So a smaller group is preferable for that reason only.
Oh yeah. I would keep it to, you know, like 3 or 4.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, admittedly, a campaign can be as long as one wants it to be. Other alternative would be like setting up a series of one-shots, where it's like all right, you play for your 2 to 4 hours and you get your adventure in. You do what you need to do, maybe beat up a bad guy, and it's good.
Yeah, that camera angle is very far away, and it's only a tiny part that's really visible to you guys. It's a nice idea, but it doesn't work with the this, I think.
I mean, I would just move it lower, maybe.
Again, I will
To show as much space. Like I want to see the build. I don't care about the bags.
Right.
So if you zoomed in close, if you brought the camera down closer, I think it would look good.
And again, I'll send you a picture later on showing you the setup because it is janky AF.
Did Robert say he wanted it lower?
Oh my. That's what I heard. Can you guys hear Jessica?
Yeah, I'm hearing something. I'm like, didn't I already tell her to get off of Facebook?
What about Facebook, sorry?
Didn't I tell her to get off of Facebook?
She's not on Facebook. She's been on Discord a lot lately.
No, I just figured maybe she was yelling at somebody.
That can be almost as bad depending on the room.
You're right about that 100%. In fact, last year she left Discord for a while because of a friend group she was with got extremely toxic, and they would not leave her alone. Like we got to the point that we were getting mail because she gave one of them our shipping address, and we had to go to the front office and be like, "Yeah, if this person sends us something, just return it. We don't need it. It's okay."
Yeah, that's a little worrisome.
Well, I
mean, granted, I only really use Discord for like a couple of the like card game and some of the podcasts I listen to, but yeah.
Yeah, it just the person changed colors after a while, so
They went full plaid.
I just watched that last night too.
I just watched it the other day too because I felt like it's on Netflix. Oh my god!
Yeah.
So can I just say, Nathan, I saw your post about it, but am I wrong? I sort of thought you would have like owned it.
I do, but it's to me it's just still fun to be able to stream it and have it play anywhere I want, and not just necessarily from the room where I actually have a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, because I own a copy too,
Understandable.
but it's one of those like it's sitting on the shelf with the rest of the Star Wars movies. You're not really thinking it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, but then you pop up Netflix and it's right there in the recommendations.
Oh no, I completely understand. If I have the option of going, okay, cool. Well, do I want to watch a Star Wars right now? Well, I can either open up Disney Plus or I can get off the couch and go put the movie in. Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, I do have a Blu-ray copy of Spaceballs, and it's been so long since I've watched it because I haven't opted in to watch it.
And to add on to James's thing, a lot of movies these days now that are streaming, especially the Star Wars ones on Disney Plus, are all in 4K now. And I watched A New Hope in 4K on the 4K TV because we only have one 4K TV in the office now. Because the one in the living room is the bigger one, but it's older. But anyway, I watched A New Hope in 4K, and it looks absolutely incredible.
Except for the added content.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to put that out there.
I knew someone was.
And it's gonna be me.
So, but anyway, it does look great in 4K, but it is literally the only place you can get Star Wars in 4K right now.
Right.
Now with added McClunky.
And I have a feeling that they'll never release a theatrical release at 4K resolution. So
No, they won't.
I don't know, man.
I think
it's Disney, so maybe let's see what it was 77. So
Yeah.
maybe for 50th and 27, maybe I could see that.
There was they were going to re-release Empire 4K in theaters, but then they stopped it because of COVID.
right.
But what was I going to say? I did see something online when the whole McClunky thing happened on Disney Plus that people were saying that it should just be a thing now where every year Disney makes a small change to a Star Wars movie, and then the goal is for the community to try and figure out what that change is. I thought that was pretty neat.
Although-
I could deal with that. Like, it's like if you want to make one dumb little, because I mean, the McClunky thing in A New Hope is inconsequential. Like, it doesn't do anything. Big freaking deal.
But it's
Is
so
it a
obvious.
weird thing to put? Is it a weird thing to put in? Yes. But does it change anything? No. Honestly, like the only reason I noticed McClunky is because people were pointing it online. Because I usually, when I'm watching it, I have it playing in the background for like the upteenth time, and so I didn't even notice that it happened. Like, I had already watched it, I think I'm doing air quotes, twice before I went back to have to go and actually actively listen for McClunky. So I think
What gets me is
like that.
What gets me is like, so they added it, and I don't think they added any kind of like translated subtitle for it. So I
No,
don't even know what he's trying to say there.
nobody knows.
But from what I understood, when it happened, apparently this was something that like it was another change that Lucas had been working on for, I think, like, I don't know, maybe it was from when he was going to convert it to 3D, like some of the prequels or something. I don't remember what the reason was, but it was another of his, all right, I'm going to clean things up and maybe change something because I feel like I need to. So it's not really Disney's fault per se.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not blaming Disney like it was their fault. I just mean that they should. I like that idea though, that they should go through and just make one random change, and make it a different movie each time too.
That way you gotta watch all 11 of them to
Like
find out.
Correct. Like on May the 4th, every May the 4th, they update one of the films with some random change. It can't affect canon. It shouldn't change the story in any way. It's just one tiny little detail or element that has been changed that you have to be paying attention to notice.
That would be a fun game for them to do, and I'm actually all for that. Like you said,
Hey, that stormtrooper is wearing a top hat.
Oh no! Have the dancing stormtroopers from Rebel Assault. Right? Yeah. No.
No.
I understood that reference.
That reference, I understood it.
I was trying to think of something. This one's A New Hope again, but like changing the sound of the stormtrooper's head, banging his head, the stormtrooper banging his head on the thing. Like just changing it slightly, like not making it a sound that would stand out, but just like changing the tone enough to where it is different. Because I mean, you don't want to do something like it's a thunk now and then make it a clang, like, and then make it a silly sounding clang.
That's what I was just gonna suggest. Actually, was like,
ooh, no, even better, better, because no one's necessarily going to be watching for it because they released it and it was an accident. They didn't find out until afterwards that the stormtrooper actually hit their head, like it made it through the cut. Is go in and through VFX have the stormtrooper not hit his head.
Oh, okay, that'd be a good one to do one year.
Insert.
That's like an easy one. Like if you were really paying attention, you'll pick it up, but it'll make a lot of people like double take. You know what I mean? Like watching, and they'll be expecting the stormtrooper to hit his head, and he won't, and they'll be like, "What?"
You just insert a digital hole the size of a stormtrooper helmet into that door.
No, his helmet going through the doorway makes the hole. Like his helmet just cuts through the Durasteel to allow room for him to go through.
So,
But yeah, this McGuckin thing you guys are talking about, I have no idea what you're talking about.
in the cantina scene where Greedo has Han at gunpoint, just before they shoot each other, Greedo says, or is it after he's shot or before? I think it's after he's shot.
It's before he's shot.
Is it before?
No, it's before he shot. It's his new
final
final
word.
word.
Is McClunky. He says McClunky, and then they shoot at each other. Like exactly how you would think it would be spelled out, Nathan. Like McClunky. Like a botched McDonald's Happy Meal.
McDonald's from Russia with love.
McClunky. So.
Oh. Yeah.
Look, man, when you make the most successful sci-fi franchise in history, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to it.
Right. You know, it's funny. We went grocery shopping last weekend, I think it was. And we get to the checkout counter, and I totally spaced on what I was wearing. And it was a Star Wars shirt, and it was like the A New Hope original trailer poster Star Wars shirt. And the bag boy was being nice, and he's like, "Oh, you like Star Wars?" And I was like, "What?" And I looked down and was like, "Oh, I used to." And then I realized how douchey what I just said was, and I was like, "Oh, I'm such an asshole."
Yeah, you're such a jerk. He was just trying to make conversation,
And then
you had to be all.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You had to be all douchey about it.
I did. Well, then he asked me, he's like, "Oh, well, which ones do you like then?" And I was like, "Oh, I like the original ones." And he goes, "Oh, so like the Clone Wars ones or the ones with Mark Hamill and Darth Vader, whatever?" And I was just like, "Come on, man, the original ones." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so old." Of course, there's people who consider 1, 2, and 3 original.
There are people that grew those. There are people that is their first Star Wars experience.
Exactly. Yeah. I had a culture shock, but it was like an age shock kind of deal going on there.
Note to self: do not make small talk with Nathan. He is a jerk.
This is true. 8:15. What's up? Oops. No way. How was your food, by the way? It was delicious.
I had to stop for a second because I thought you were talking to me, but I was like, wait, let her answer.
That's great.
Maybe she ate something.
All right. We're getting there. Man.
That was incredible, by the way.
Kind of what, sorry?
I'm talking to Layla. The old clothes, it was incredible. If I could like scan it and send it to you, I would.
I would say, to be fair, I've never had old clothes that I didn't like.
Except for that Star Wars shirt.
That is fair, because I meant the dish. And you turned it around on me, you did.
Mm-hmm.
So to bring it back around real quick, I have the clip
We're
on
not
my
3D
phone.
printing, James. We are not going to 3D print.
Wait, what?
You're right. We really shouldn't 3D print a McClunky. However, here it is as the audio, because you really don't need to see the clip, Nathan. So here we go.
All right, I'll open it.
My dead body.
Yes,
Yes, I bet you have.
What the fuck?
Yeah, McClunky.
Oh,
Nobody knows why it's there.
it's so jarring too. Like, it sounds so out of place.
It's one of those, like, if you had it on Disney Plus, you didn't realize it was going to be there. You're watching it in the background because you've seen it a million times, and all of a sudden you hear a McClunky. You're like, a what?
Yeah. Oh my god.
It just, I guess it was also jarring about it. It doesn't fit in with everything else that he's saying.
Right.
It doesn't make sense, the language, you know. And he even sounded like, wait, can you play it one more time?
One moment. No, I force quit the app. Let me bring it back.
Waiting to be killed.
I was gonna make a joke, forced joke about that, but I failed miserably on the Kairos.
We
All right, here we go.
Fuck me, my dead body. Yes, I bet you have.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound like the same voice actor.
Just weird.
And again, looking at the video, they have the subtitles for all of his other dialect, except McClunky.
It's mommy. Stop it. You saying the forced joke thing, Nathan, reminded me of I have this newsletter for work that our department puts out every once in a while called the Cottage Cheese.
Say that again?
We have a newsletter, a tech newsletter that we put out at work that my department puts out every once in a while called the Cottage Cheese.
Okay.
And it's called the Cottage Cheese because the help desk works out of a small building next to the main building called the Cottage.
Okay.
Because it used to be where where I work is the hospital.
Right.
We have inpatient units. I mean, it's not a medical hospital, but very nice.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Is that piece? Hold on. Can you show the engine? I'm just curious how the white piece is what has the grills, and the yellow piece just looks like a yellow, disc, right?
So if I spin it and the grills are turning, it's
the white piece that has the spokes. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There's another one of these discs.
Yeah. I see. Cool. Very nice. The building, it used to be a medical hospital. They had the priest lived on site in a small building next to the hospital, and it was called the Cottage because that's where the priest lived. It was his cottage.
Okay.
And but now it's been converted into the help desk area, or where the help desk works anyway. And so it's called the Cottage, and that's where we meet that's where we were meeting every week for our department meetings and stuff. And I don't remember what happened that I was talking about like putting out a newsletter, and I said I want ideas for titles, and somebody made the joke like, oh, let's call it the Cottage Cheese.
Right.
And so then we ended up deciding to go with that name, and I even made like a photoshopped Daisy Cottage cheese bin or tub.
Right.
And so we started putting out this thing. Anyway, one of the articles came out on Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah.
And so in that I basically made it Star Wars related. So it was like what Star Wars taught me about IT. And at the end, and then because it's cottage cheese, at the end of every newsletter, there is a cheesy joke of the day.
I love it.
And so then it's just a really cheesy joke, and usually IT related. But because it was Star Wars related, the joke that I put in there was, I was trying to come up for a cheesy joke for Revenge of the 5th, but they all seemed too forced. So and a bunch of people that they love the newsletter because they were Star Wars fan, like they really loved the joke.
Right.
So you saying forcing the joke just reminded me of that. But they all seemed weird. But anyway, it was a really neat. Like people really liked it. It was a really neat newsletter for making it Star Wars related. Now you're gonna do what you just did all over again.
Yeah, quite literally. Except for I dropped a piece of time, which I gotta go fish. Okay. Yeah, so these were the things with the grills, which are. They almost look like they should be some kind of wheel.
They're probably like the whatever you would call that, the the rims for a wheel on another vehicle.
But except the edges doesn't have the grooves that they usually do to
For the
hold
wheels?
rubber tires. So all right, let's start taking bets on what piece it was that I dropped. Since I'm not going to fish it up right now.
Oh gosh, really? Do you have a general idea of where it fell?
I do. I think it fell on the ground that side of the table because I thought I heard it skitter across.
Eliana, get out.
1,
I need you to get out right now, please.
2.
And so long as Howell's play with it, I got a collection of leftover pieces that I usually do that I forgot to provide in case I need one because it always comes with more pieces of a small variety. Okay.
My God, it sounds like somebody's being killed.
All right, so next time I know I'll need to get. Actually, I might even just do it right now. Because I'm sure I'm off frame a lot of what I'm doing. I know my hands are in the way as well. But it feels like every time I look over that my hands are
But to be fair, you're working with your hands, so
right, but I don't like how like every time I look over, my hands are here, so you guys can barely see what I'm working on currently. So maybe if I turn on the camera, it'll help me in frame a little bit better. Is what I was trying to get at. It's a learning thing, being body aware, hand aware. I think I know what piece it is. That's all. I'm not seeing it. Oh, no, there it is.
You said you enjoyed the hunt.
Yep. No, you're right. I'm not going to do that.
quick, check the cat.
Al, what are you chewing on? Al? There we go.
Where is this thing? Another way. I'm trying to find out what that piece is. The white one.
Oh, okay.
And there was a site, a Lego site, where you could pull up a set, and then there was an option to like say, "Oh, I'm missing a piece from this set."
Yeah. You can do
And
that.
Say what?
You can do that directly with Lego. One of the sets
Okay.
I did recently was the helicarrier was legitimately missing a piece, and so then I went to the Lego's website and said, "Hey, I'm missing this piece from this set," and they sent it to me free of charge, and I got it almost a week later, which is fine. But yeah, you
What's
do that.
the set number?
75275, I believe. Yeah, 75275. I was not paying attention to what I was doing. But I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Missing a piece. Here we go. Missing bricks. Or no, actually go back. Buy bricks. Buy replacement bricks here. United States. 75275. Bricks available for that set. 350. You heard that?
350 different types of pieces.
Yeah. In this
Yeah.
set.
I was going to mention that at the end of this PDF that's in the description, it should show you an index of the piece and then the number that should be in there. But that probably wouldn't answer your question.
Yeah. No, I found it. It is a wheel.
Oh, there it is.
Now I gotta see if I can figure out what it goes to.
There was also a computer program that you could download and install that lets you like three-dimensionally build Lego sets.
Yeah, it's used in another Star Wars set too. It is used on the Jedi Starfighter with hyperdrive booster ring. It is used on the UCS Y-wing. It is used on a race plane, a turbo sub, a fire hovercraft. It's also used on the clone turbo tank. So I mean, it is they call it a wheel, but it doesn't. It looks like it's just that. Like it doesn't get the rubber around it like you were pointing out.
Yeah.
So it is basically just a wheel.
Yeah, it goes in bareback. I got you.
Some of the sets are like for Viking Castle. It's used on a bulldozer set.
The Viking Castle one surprises me.
It's a trebuchet.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like in the set you build a castle and a trebuchet, or actually it's more like one of those like rolling towers that you can attack from.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
The picture looked like a trebuchet, but it's actually that.
The picture lied.
Yeah, it's not very nice of that picture to lie to me.
The picture was just like that politician whose name comment redacted.
Wait, how does that meme go? Hi FBI agent or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
Congratulations, this stream is now being monitored by several alphabet organizations.
Hi, welcome to my chat. I hope you like Legos. If not, get somebody else in here who does. Still appreciate it.
Hello, CIA, FBI, NSA, Homeland Security.
I got some Cokes in the fridge. Help yourself.
Yeah, they're real good.
Okay, there.
Oh, wow.
Okay. There it is. Yes, there.
Oh, okay. I was gonna do this. This is one of the ideas that I had for your thing here. 1 second. Let's do some A-wing trivia.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pull up some A-wing facts.
A-wing fact. Did you guys know that the A-wing is shaped like the letter A?
Thanks, James. You ruined the first question.
A-wing fact.
You know, I like. Okay, let's see. That's not the page that I wanted. I had one earlier that had a bunch of nice stuff here, and now I can't find it.
A-wing fact.
No, it's not A-wing facts, but like it's an article about all.
No,
the facts.
I'm just literally saying that as a thing.
Okay, this one's an easy one. We'll start off with this was a softball, guys. All right.
But I thought it was about
what
A-wing.
is A-wing's first appearance?
Like theatrical appearance?
Yeah. Period.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I was on the same page with you. That
Shouldn't matter, but
Jedi.
I mean,
Return of the Jedi,
movie-wise, it's obviously Return of the Jedi.
I don't think it appears anywhere else before Return of the Jedi.
Jedi.
Okay, if somebody called this piece here, you were right. That is the one that got skipped across the board. That's the one I'm missing. They win 5 internet points. I see it.
Okay. So, all right. So that was a softball. Let's see if you could get this one. This is a little harder.
But I thought it
What?
was an A-wing.
A-wing? What did I say?
Softball.
Oh my god! I thought I said the wrong lettered wing. Anyway, in what? How can I phrase this question?
In
What
English,
was the
preferably.
color of the squadron of A-wings featured in Return of the Jedi?
Oh, yeah, because it was
I
not
think-
red.
No, I think it was either blue or green.
It was either blue or green because I remember that it was messing with the whatever color green screen or blue screen they were using in development at the time. So I believe blue.
I'll go green then.
It is green.
Okay, cool.
Okay. What is the actual model number of the A-wing? Because A-wing is what it's called, like, by its pilots, but what is the actual model designation by the manufacturer?
Yeah. Without looking it up, I'm gonna say no clue.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? It's not even on here, so that's pretty impressive.
Hey, no cheating.
I was wondering when somebody was going to catch.
I'm not looking at the screen because I'm on this page. Now I'll pull it over here and do like a half and half split because Nathan is a jerk.
We'll fix it for next time.
Okay, so I'm assuming Nathan doesn't know either. It is
I don't know, but for some odd reason, R65 is popping into my mind, and I don't know why. So
Okay.
I'm going to say R65.
You are 33% correct.
Cool.
It is the RZ1.
Oh, damn. Okay.
All right. Who created the A-wing? Who's manufactures the A-wing?
I cannot answer this because that was on the sticker, so I cannot answer it fairly, especially since I was going to say something else than what it is.
And James, without looking it up.
Got nothing.
Yeah, Kuwait Systems Engineering.
When I was thinking, I knew this was going to be a question. I was thinking Soroso. I have no idea why I was thinking that, so I would have gotten it wrong regardless.
All right, let's see. What else can we find here? What is the name of the Super Star Destroyer that the A-wing piloted by Arvel Crinid crashes into?
Okay, James, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Execute.
Hold on, it was staticky for me, so all I heard was a crash into.
Oh,
The name of the Super Star
But yes,
Destroyer
that's it.
that the A-wing crashed into.
Well, yeah, it's the executor.
Okay. This is interesting. This is a bit of trivia. This is an actual question. 2 women were recorded in A-wing cockpit footage. One of the actors was cut, and the other was dubbed over by a male actor.
what's the question?
There's no question. I said that was trivia.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Like a bit of useless trivia to know.
I have dropped.
It like it's hot.
Oh, I attached it to the actual thing before I should have. That's why I lost it. And I didn't see it right here.
So that means you technically didn't lose it.
Yeah. I am special, though.
Well, since you still have quite a bit to go for finishing this build, I'm going to help my wife put our daughters to bed.
Okay.
And I will return when that is done.
All righty then.
See you all.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. He's only got like 250 steps left.
Out of 11 bags, I have almost completed 6 of them. So I think this might be the breaking point for tonight anyways. That way I can use the restroom.
I was going to say, yeah, if you're going to be online with Jacob in another 20 minutes.
Which is the plan.
Well, then. Wait, what are you guys going to be doing?
We're going to be playing online. I wasn't able to play last night because we usually play Friday nights. So
Now, what are you going to play?
I don't know what we're going to play. We've been working on Borderlands 1 a lot lately to get achievements done, but I don't know what we're doing, to be honest.
All right. Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Maybe I'll see you there later, maybe not.
Okay.
Well, then,
Regardless, see you next time.
see you next time. Let me know when we're going to finish this build.
I will do that.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye. Bye.
Okay.
Bye. What a world. What a world.
And splat.
Okay. It's funny because I think that's literally the last piece. Yep. All right. So we're going to continue this at another time. Maybe next weekend. I don't know when yet. But this is the first 6 bags.
And obviously, the remainder of it, you're just going to go ahead and turn it into an ugly, and you're going to strap some TIE wing parts to it, or TIE fighter parts to it.
I want you to understand how tempted I am to ban you from StreamYard right now. No, I don't want to turn this into an ugly because this is far from ugly and we're not even done yet. So as of now, the build, the weight of it is about what I expected. And the solidness of it, how good it feels, is fantastic. Like, it doesn't feel flimsy like the Starter Story does.
However, I think you need to do a drop test on it, though.
I know that was only a few inches, but
I was kidding, Nathan.
oh, I
I
know.
was kidding.
I called you out on that though because I knew it was going to hold it. So, as you know, we're halfway through this. I'm loving this set. I'm definitely glad I got it. I feel bad for everybody who wants to get it now who can't because you can only get it secondhand market. You snooze, you lose, though.
Well, I mean, then again, like we were saying earlier, it's not retired yet, like the Y-wing. So theoretically, they might restock it.
Yeah, you're right, but it's not certain. So I just, like I said, I feel bad for these people who can't get it.
And I mean, honestly, anybody who is super duper into the Legos probably have these things like pre-ordered as soon as they go live.
Lego does not accept pre-orders. I tried that once with the set.
Really?
I called them like a
That
week
is
before
surprising.
the release and said, "Hey, can I pre-order this set? 'Cause I'm afraid it's going to be gone within like an hour of it being released." And they said, "We do not accept pre-orders." Granted, that was like 5-6 years ago. Maybe things have changed.
Huh.
But
That
yeah,
is surprising.
so. But yeah, it's gorgeous. Goodbye. 10 out of 10. Goodbye again. I'm not even done with it. Anyways, good night, everybody.
Good night.